Fellow Star Wars fans and friends, welcome. This is where the fun begins, right here with you all. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you for listening, joining, wherever you are in the galaxy. We have so much to talk about. So many things have been happening. The Bad Batch, Mandalorian, Star Wars Celebration. Let's get it started. Welcome to the Star Wars Legion podcast. So, welcome back to the channel as always. We appreciate having you all here. So it's been a lot that we need to talk about. A lot has happened. There's a lot of news. The Bad Batch, of course, and the Mandalorian, Ahsoka, Star Wars Celebration, which I will be going to in about 6 days. 6 days, yeah. I leave in 4 days, but I'll be there I'll be at Celebration, which is in about 6 days, 11 hours, 9 minutes exactly. But let's dive right into it. I'm excited to talk about some Star Wars. There's a lot of news. Let's start with the voice cracked crazy. Let's start with the Bad Batch. This last episode, spoilers. This is a full spoiler talk about the Bad Batch. We won't spend too much time. Our main thing that we're going to talk about today is Star Wars Celebration and the panels that will be held all 4 days. But the Bad Batch, the ending, if you didn't see the Bad Batch, episode 15 and 16, there are spoilers for this one, so just be alert to it. Spoilers are beginning now. So, Tech. Who expected Tech to die? I don't really know. At first, you know, what I did like was that they added both episodes for us to watch. So the Summit, episode 15, and Plan 99, episode 16, has a heartbreaking finale, of course. So I mean, you know, the Bad Batch season 2, this season kind of gave me, you know, an Empire Strikes Back, you know, middle point of this show. You know, the tone kind of has that, you know, hopelessness that one would expect from a story with you know, such a role. But the finale, it wasn't what I was expecting at all. I mean, I kind of did see that they were focusing on Tech a lot. There was different points where they really were like focusing on his character, which was kind of like, okay, well, you know, we didn't really get to know him except that he's really smart and whatever, and I like that. But I just had a basic, you know, idea of what the finale would be. Crosshair gets rescued, you know, the Zillo Beast would be either freed or it would get killed by the Empire, or from the Empire, so, you know, someone else would take it and kill it. You know, the squad would retire on that planet, Pabu, you know, and they would wait for, you know, one more season and join up with Rex probably, or I don't know. But that wasn't the case. Tech died in the most like sad scene that you could ever ask for. And not only that, I mean, behind it, Kevin Kiner, he did it again. His music was amazing, just absolutely amazing. Loved it. Season 7 Clone Wars killed it. Bad Batch killed it. I mean, season 1, season 2 killed it. But I just, man, you know, and for me, I'm cautiously optimistic about where the Bad Batch is going to go from here on out. I have a feeling that it's going to have a little bit more of a darker tone for season 3. And what sucks is we got to probably wait like, you know, a year and a half, 2 years to find out what happens next. But yeah, I mean, just a really nice finale. And then, you know, cameos from certain characters, Saw Gerrera, you know, of course, he's not only an annoyance to the Empire, but he's an annoyance to, he does his own thing, and he's an annoyance to others too. And then loved seeing Director Krennic, or Commander Krennic at that time. His role. He was given a little status update on Project Stardust to Tarkin about the Death Star. And Ben Mendelsohn, he was actually the one that voiced him, which was nice to have him back. He's a great. I hope to see him in Andor season 2. But man, yeah, the Bad Batch, that was a tearjerker at the end. The one thing I'm kind of curious about is the end. That last scene with Mary Carr, that doctor on Mount Tantus. And it's funny. My friend actually told me when we watched there was an episode with Crosshair when he got captured, and my friend said that she sounded a little bit like Omega. Sounded a little bit like her, like that New Zealandish accent. I was like, no, that's not a coincidence. He was telling me, but I was like, whatever, I don't really care. She's an irrelevant character. Nonetheless, she is not one. She's a sister of Omega. So this kind of confirms that Omega was not the first female clone of Jango Fett. Really. So you had Boba was an unaltered clone. Omega was an unaltered clone. Emery Carr, I guess, is an unaltered clone, unless she had the rapid growth mod put on her. I don't know what you want to call it, but that rapid growth accelerated aging put on her, because she's obviously older than Omega. But I'm kind of curious. To see what they do next. Because the Bad Batch kind of left off. To me personally, the Bad Batch left off in a weak spot. Not only and I'm not saying the squad, I'm saying the show itself left off in a very weak spot. They could have kept going. They could have explained a little bit more to me, or they could have done or showed just a little bit more, just a little tiny bit more. But whatever. Yeah, Bad Batch season 1 was way better in my opinion. This two was good. 2 was good, but not as good. But let's keep it going from the Bad Batch. Let's go to Mando. Mando. Chapter 21. The Pirate is a real. This is what live action TV shows or live action Star Wars TV shows, should be all about. It was such a good way to kind of give some cameos, right? We saw our boy Zeb from Star Wars Rebels finally made it on screen live action. Welcome to the live action universe, Zeb. It's nice to have you. But no, we what I liked about that cameo was that it wasn't too long, but it wasn't too short. He didn't dominate the entire scene, which was nice. Of course, as we know, there's many. I feel like there's a lot more cameos that we will be seeing, whether it's in Mando or other shows. But I feel like they're gearing up for Ahsoka. But I'm honestly ready for it. It was a nice, structured, balanced. It was a nice, structured, and balanced episode, and I love the end. The ending to me with Moff Gideon and that vibe when he finds the Lambda class shuttle just floating in space, giving me kind of like Dead Space vibes. I love that. Love it. That's a way to do it. We kind of expected Moff Gideon to escape, right? They already kind of hinted to it that, those 2 times when it was like, oh, Moff, I heard Gideon escaped, or he was let loose en route to his war tribunal. And, but I'm curious now to see, because they threw in a little plot twist there with the Mandalorians being the ones that apparently freed him. So we'll see where it goes, but I'm kind of excited for it. Now, this is the biggest thing that I kind of want to talk about. Star Wars Celebration 2023. Now, I'm actually going to be going to Star Wars Celebration in a few days, like I said. I'm It's in six days, April 7th through the 10th. It is in London, and there's a lot of things that they released, a lot of panels that they released, and I kind of want to. And it's funny the way it works, the way you kind of get into panels. It's like a reservation kind of thing. So you either get picked or you don't, basically. So there's a lot that I'm going to be going to. There's a lot that I'm not going to be going to. But as soon as I hear any information from the inside, because a lot of the stuff that they may put out in these panels, for example, you have Friday, April 7th, the Lucasfilm Studio Showcase from 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. So it says Star Wars Celebration returns, launching with a must-see showcase that will kick the weekend's festivities into hyperdrive. Lucasfilm's current crop of live-action filmmakers will be joined by special guests to discuss the many current and upcoming Star Wars adventures, including The Mandalorian, Andor, and more. So that Lucasfilm Studio Showcase, that panel, which is going to be on the celebration stage, was the biggest stage. That one probably will be releasing other shows, trailers for shows, maybe behind the scenes. Actors will come out. They'll probably show the Ahsoka show, a trailer for it. And I'm guessing though, maybe show, I heard possibly the game Star Wars Eclipse is going to also drop a longer trailer for that may drop. We'll see. It says the Mandalorian and Andor. I'm curious to see. I'm so excited. Andor, as you guys know, is my favorite Star Wars show of all time. And I'm excited to see Diego Luna and Tony Gilroy. But I'm curious as to what other shows they're gonna not only shows. What am I saying? Shows and movies apparently, because you guys heard about what's this guy David or Kevin oh my word, forgot this guy's name. Lindelof. Is it Lindelof? Yeah. So apparently he's not doing he was supposed to have a section in this panel, but he's not anymore because basically Lucasfilm said, we don't want you anymore. Which I am just over it now. I'm over Lucasfilm trying to get all these, Benny Offenweiss and all these guys that in the past they tried to get Rian Johnson and, whatever. I'm over them trying to get new directors and whatnot for these films. But so we have the Lucasfilm Studio Showcase. That's probably the biggest one. Then we have the London Calling, designing Star Wars productions in the UK. And then the making of Andor Season 1 from 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. Executive producers Tony Gilroy and Diego Luna and their team of creatives recount the making of the epic first season of Star Wars and Andor. I mean, Diego Luna and Stellan Skarsgård, Kino Loy, what's this guy's name? Andy Serkis. They did amazing. I mean, they just blew the show out of the water. Mon Mothma, they were excellent. All the even just the support character, the support cast, they were excellent. Acting was so on point. The story, Tony Gilroy, he did so good. I want him to direct every single Star Wars show from now on. But I'm curious as to see whether they'll, release maybe it's any news about Andor season 2, any screenshots, any behind the scenes, whatever the case is. Like I said, if I see it, and the thing is, you're not allowed to take pictures while you're there, so you can't take pictures. You can't take out your phone. They have security guards walking up and down the aisles. They'll see whether you're recording. So I would love to just leak a film or whatever, but I'm not going to obviously, because that's just I'll get kicked out immediately. So now moving on to Saturday, April 8th, is Ahsoka, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Join executive producers Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau, and special guests for a look at the upcoming Disney Plus series Ahsoka. And so that one is going to be huge because you'll have, Rosario Dawson. They'll reveal they'll reveal probably who Thrawn is, who's going to play Thrawn. And then you'll have actors like Ezra and, Zeb, now that we got him. So I'm curious to see that one. I probably won't make it to that one, but I'll see it outside of there. They stream it to the other two stages, the Twin Suns and the Galaxy stage. Then you have Bringing Worlds to Life, the concepts artists of ILM, Star Wars The High Republic from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m., 40 Years of Return of the Jedi. It's awesome. Love Return of the Jedi. Star Wars Creator Cosplay Workshop, Star Wars Young Jedi Adventures screening, Hasbro Star Wars and Indiana Jones panel. I saw the Indiana Jones panel. I was like, all right, why do they have Indiana Jones? But then I'm like, oh, wait. Lucasfilm and all those things, they're all the same. Creature Cantina, and then Clone Wars 15-year anniversary panel from 5:30 to 6:30. That one, man, 15 years. That's such a long time. It's crazy how time has flew. I remember watching that show on Cartoon Network like every week. It was amazing. Man, yeah. So they have Dave Filoni, Matthew Wood, D. Bradley Baker, Ashley Eckstein, Matt Lanter, and James Arnold Taylor for a look back at the beginning of Lucasfilm animation and how Star Wars: The Clone Wars came to be. So that'll be fun. And then it seems like Sunday they're kind of running out of things to really do. Villains of the sequel trilogy, Behind the Magic, the visual effects of Andor, Hyperspace Stories, Dark Horse Comics Return, and a look back at Obi-Wan Kenobi. They'll probably bring out. It says, take a look back at the hit limited series with Obi-Wan Kenobi cast members, Ewan McGregor, Hayden Christensen, Indira Varma, and Vivian Lara Blair. And, who's not on there is Moses Ingram. I think we all know why. She got destroyed by some of the racist Star Wars fans. She got absolutely obliterated. So she's probably over us Star Wars fans. This is stuff that we can't set. We're not, this is not about race. It's not about color. So, but anyways, yeah. So then you have Funko Collect Across the Galaxy, Star Wars cosplay competition, Disney Parks, Making from Tales of Galaxy's Edge, Star Wars Animation Game Night, Lucasfilm Publishing, Stories from a Galaxy Far, Far Away. And then you have the last day, Monday, April 10th, you have the Star Wars The Bad Batch from 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. And so they're going to, the executive producer, the head writer, actors, they're going to discuss, highlights from season 2. And of course, they probably won't show anything from season 3 because we just finished. They may show like a screenshot or whatever, but they're not going to show, they're not going to show a trailer, probably, I mean, maybe a teaser, but that's it. And then you have just Star Wars Visions Volume 2. If any of you were interested in Star Wars Visions, that's from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. They might stream that on the YouTube Star Wars channel. And then Doug Chang designing Obi-Wan Kenobi and the Mandalorian, and then the closing ceremony is at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to happen, a lot of stuff that they're going to bring out within that period of time, those 4 days. There's so much. What I do appreciate is how many shows and things and content, is coming out. There's a lot of content coming out, which is nice. I actually loved how Mando and Bad Batch kind of overlapped. That was nice. That was showing that there was so much Star Wars content, and it was a nice feeling to, let's watch we have 2 shows coming out today. Now Bad Batch is done and it's just Mando. So if you are going to Star Wars Celebration, if you aren't, that's okay. They're going to be streaming it live from the Star Wars YouTube channel. But if you are, and this is your first time, I'm just going to give out some tips. So, even if you're going for a day or whatever, you're going for a week, or if you're going for all 4 days, if you're going for 3 days, 2 days, whatever the case is, I've been to 2. This is my 3rd one. My first one was really supposed to be back in 2017 in Orlando, but I didn't get a chance to go to that one because of some things that were. I kind of my schedule was messed up. I overlapped certain important things, and then they got in the way of that, so I didn't really get a chance to go. My first one was in 2019 in Chicago. That was amazing. I enjoyed it. I went alone. I just kind of wanted to get what the vibe was, what it was like. I wanted to see if it was like Comic-Con, because Comic-Con actually comes to New York every year, and I've been to Comic-Con twice, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun. But when I went to Star Wars Celebration, man, that was the vibe that I got from that. The experience was so much more than Comic-Con, and I think that's because at Star Wars Celebration, they're primarily focused on Star Wars. It's not Marvel and all this stuff. It's focused on one thing, and so I had a blast. I had a blast that first time. I was really just kind of trying to get to know and understand the vibe, and it was great. It was like a day where it snowed, and I was like, "Whoa, this is crazy!" And it was like the middle of April. It was April. It's like the end of April, I think. And then of course COVID came, and whatever, blah blah blah. 3 years we all wasted our life. And then 2022 came around. I just went last May. I went last May to Anaheim. And so that was amazing. It was warm. It was awesome. I mean, COVID was kind of back on the rise a little bit at that point, but it wasn't for me, it wasn't bad because I had just gotten COVID like the week before I left. So I was immune at that point. But Star Wars Celebration, you're planning to go, make sure you always carry a backpack. Always carry a backpack, carry snacks, carry, some like a little bit of food, a tiny, like some peanut butter jelly or something small that you can fit in your bag. Always carry, a portable charger, because you'll be walking around, you'll be going to panels, you'll be going to booths and vendors and so many things. It's a lot of fun. And what's nice is that you can walk up to anybody there, anybody in that hall, and just start talking to them about Star Wars. Ask them questions. When you're in line waiting to get in, you could just start talking about anything Star Wars. You will have the best talk in the world. And that's what I love the most. There's also the cosplay. If you're planning to cosplay, go for it. Don't be afraid. Do it. Everyone's there for the same reason, and no one's afraid to wear their cosplay. At first time I went, I was like kind of hesitant to put on the helmet that I had. I had a Death Trooper helmet. Usually I go every year with just regular clothes, Star Wars shirt, and then like a helmet. Like last year I had a Clone Trooper helmet. First year I had a Death Trooper helmet. This year I painted my Clone Trooper helmet to the 501st because I have a 501st long sleeve shirt. But yeah, don't be afraid to wear your cosplay. That's a lot of fun. So I would also recommend that you pre-book all your activities. And so let's say you're going to go and you want to just walk in. There's no just walking into a panel or a show. Get in line. Get in line. The non-ticketed panels are first come, first serve. So, you may see what seems like an enormous queue, but the halls are pretty big, so don't be put off by that. Last year I thought I wouldn't get into the Bad Batch panel, and I'm glad I stuck with it, stayed in line, because there was plenty of room, a ton of room. They had the Attack of the Clones. I think it was the 15 or 20th anniversary of Attack of the Clones. That was humongous, and the line was massive. And I thought I wouldn't get in. They have room. They will make room. They those halls are those convention centers. I don't know how big the Excel Center is, but the other two were massive, and there was always room. And so, don't be afraid to go inside of those panels. There's a lot of walking. Wear comfortable shoes. Just very practical stuff. take 2 bottles of water, 3 bottles of water. I don't know how much water you drink. You know, do whatever you feel. But it's a lot of fun. Always keep an if you want to find out about things, always keep an eye on the Star Wars pages, the Star Wars accounts, Twitter, Instagram, Star Wars Newsnet, Star Wars YouTube during convention. They're actually streaming everything until it ends from 10, or it's before 10, I think they start streaming like 9:30 to like 5 or 6, depending on when it ends. But yeah, just if you are going, enjoy, have fun. I'll be there. I have a Star Wars, a 501st helmet on. And I have a 501st long sleeve shirt. You'll see it very, very clear. I'll be wearing a backpack and, just wearing a regular fit. And what we'll be doing this year, I have a friend, and what we're doing is we're going to be interviewing almost all the fans. Not all of them, of course, but the majority of the fans. Will be doing an interview with every one of them, like a 1 minute to 2 minute and interview, asking them questions about their favorite show, favorite character, who would win a duel, fun stuff. We're just gonna have a great time and just enjoy it. And I hope you guys, when you do watch it on YouTube, that you will have fun too. But we're looking forward to all the news and all the things that are coming this year from Star Wars, and I will keep you all updated. Next episode, we'll probably talk about a Jedi Survivor, because they will maybe show a Jedi Survivor teaser at Star Wars Celebration, and so I'll keep you guys updated with that. But thank you so much for you guys joining. I think that we're gonna call it for this episode. It's a nice, quick one. This is probably the last one I'm gonna do before Celebration, but I will do one while I'm out there. I'll do a few short thoughts on day 1, day 2, day 3, and day 4. So keep that in mind, and always keep checking the channel for more content. We appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you very, very much. Remember, hit that like, hit that thumbs up, subscribe, tell everybody about it, about this channel. This channel is for you all. This is for you, and this is I enjoy doing this because I am a fan just like y'all. So anyways, take care of yourselves. May the Force be with you. We love you all, and have a nice rest of your day, evening, morning, wherever you are. Take care.